Friends, I'll share my talk on the subject natural and marine natural products as COVID-19 active agents, and I will discuss some of the traditional Indian remedies which we have been using as since ages now, and I have attempted to find some scientific basis also of how these remedies actually work. So we will see in this talk how far can we achieve our objectives in the betterment of mankind. So as marine natural products, they have immense importance to provide drug candidates for various deadly diseases including cancer, antiviral, for various viral drugs also, for various viral diseases also. Several antiviral drugs have been procured from marine sources, and now in today's scenario when the world is facing an unprecedented health crisis due to this COVID-19 pandemic, the importance of marine and natural drug products coupled with our traditional systems of medicine and the traditional wisdom which we have inherited from our ancestors can also prove very helpful. This study aims at finding affordable, easy and sustainable solutions against COVID-19. And as I already told that our aim is also to promote healthy food also, and along with that, because in traditional Indian system several medicines or crude drugs have been used as food supplements since ages. Our traditional medicine system known as Ayurveda contains several such examples and a lot of information and wisdom where several natural food elements have been used not only as food supplements or nutritious health supplements but also as drugs. And several yogic exercises have also been used since very ancient times, which enhance our general body immunity to help us prevent and avoid the occurrence of several of such diseases such as COVID-19 and several other viral diseases also. Now, Ara-C was one of the nucleotide drugs which was first isolated from a marine source, a marine sponge, around in the 1950s. It was perhaps the first antiviral drug of marine origin. Since then, several other compounds have been subsequently discovered from natural sources, both marine and terrestrial as well. So now marine and natural sources of drugs have their very limited sources because the supply is a big issue in marine and natural, especially in marine organisms, because most of the marine organisms are filter feeding organisms which yield such drugs, and most of the just filter feeding organisms belong to the sponges. Others are corals, some are the sea cucumber, soft corals, hard corals. So they are variety of organisms, but most of them are since filter feeding organisms, and they are found mainly sheltering in places like coral reefs, etc. Large scale commercial culture of such marine organisms has been attempted to overcome the supply problem, because the supply is a big issue. So in several parts of the world, to tide over the supply problem, the artificial culture of such marine organisms from which very active molecules have been isolated is being attempted. and such places include California and some other places in European coast. They have reported that such culture is being done. So because the pollution levels and the garbage that we are the humans and the industrial garbage that is being pushed into the oceans, and the climate change, the rising carbon dioxide levels, all have contributed in permanent destruction of marine habitats such as coral reefs, etc., and the falling oceanic pH rendering it more acidic due to the higher carbon dioxide concentration, rising ocean temperatures. All these factors have very highly aggravated the supply problem, because most of the organisms have been dying and decaying now. So the number of the quantity of compound depends directly on the number of such organisms. This is the problem, right? In this scenario, the chemical synthesis has come forward to tide over the supply issue, because we can synthesize so much compounds as per our wish and will through chemical synthesis in our labs, and address the supply issue to a very large extent. So several antiviral drugs like remdesivir, etc., have been used in the management of COVID-19. It belongs to the class of enzyme inhibiting prodrugs, because prodrugs are those drugs which are once enter the body, they disintegrate, or they are hydrolyzed into the active form, and the inactive drugs is separated. The active form is released in the the receptor site, where it can perform its action as an enzyme inhibitor, so that the viral particle is not is prevented from attaching to our healthy cells and infect us. So, and the recent combination has been developed by some labs or some pharmaceutical industries, especially in the West, and now these monoclonal antibodies are also being used in India. So in most cases there are two different monoclonal antibodies, thus they have been termed as a cocktail of antibodies, and the two different antibodies serve to a combined antiviral therapy to tide over more than one strain of the virus. So generally two antibodies are used because the virus mutates very fast, and in case of viral mutations, the cocktail of such or combination of monoclonal antibodies are very effective. It has been found very effective. Now I suffered from herpes zoster infections in 1986 when I was just 13 years of age. You can see the scars on the right part of my forehead. They have already, they have now almost vanished. They are very not very easily visible, but over a period of time I tried several things, and by several yogic exercises, also several ointments also I tried to prevent the post-herpetic neuralgia, which is a very severe painful aftermath of this herpes infection. So I came to the conclusion that this 100% pure milk fat, which we call desi ghee in India, is very useful when we apply it into the infected eye, because this right eye was infected, this right optic nerve was infected, and so this half forehead and the half part supplied by this part was infected. So I applied 100% pure milk fat in the eyes and all over the affected skin. So the result was very positive, and which led me to conclude that this 100% pure milk fat or desi ghee is very useful in such ailments. It might also enhance body immunity, and coupled with several yogic exercises also, which were very duly instructed by Sadhguru Madhu Paramahansa, my spiritual mentor, and whose divine blessings also did a miracle in that, tiding over this very severe infection. Now, in traditional Indian system of medicine, 100% milk fat, as we have already discussed, scientific evidence needs to be collected to corroborate all these facts, because these these are very useful, but this we in India are very aware of the fact that this 100% pure milk fat is very useful in wound healing also, because everywhere. I mean, if we get our skin gets cut or by knife or something like that, so at the injury in the any part of the body, when we apply local application of this 100% pure milk fat, helps very fast healing of the wound. So this how it heals, we don't know the exact mechanism, but we know that there are several lipids, phospholipids in 100% saturated pure milk fat, which might absorb in that are the wound or the injured part or the exposed skin, the injured skin. So it might enhance or speed up the healing process. But exactly what is the mechanism, that has to be scientifically studied and scientifically established for the betterment of humankind. I thank you all. I thank all of you for patient listening, and I extend my sincere thanks with the bottom of my heart to my spiritual master Sadguru Madhu Paramhans ji, and all the support given by Srimati Aparna Pandey, my wife, in the presentation and compilation of this work, without whom this compilation and this presentation would not have been possible. Thanks again, all of you.